Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. My name is Ian Utilli. I'm one of the co-producers at NFT NYC, and I'm here with Gary Rigger, the co-founder and CTO at Layer Technology. Gary, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being one of our sponsors. It'd be great if you could introduce yourself to me and everybody that might be tuned in and watching us live or sees the archive later. And for those that are watching, thanks for your attention. Gary, please introduce yourself.
Super cool. Thank you. And thanks for the opportunity. It's good to see NFTs having a home base in New York, which is where I'm from. Immigrant originally, but since been growing up in Brooklyn since I was 7. And I totally get it. You know, the artists are here, the ideas are here, the entrepreneurs are here. So what an amazing place and time. And so two of my other co-founders are also from New York City. And so we're really excited. But basically building Layer. Layer is the easiest way to mint. Our trademark is right-click to mint. And so our vision is, you know, if we have Google Drive, why not put that on the blockchain and give it all the amazing powers that Web3 allows? And that's how we started and ended up in the Stacks Accelerator, graduated that recently, and now we're ready for our upcoming launch in December.
That's great. Let's talk a bit about community. Why don't you tell me about your perspective, your team's perspective on community development in approach of a Web3 company?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as we're all seeing, I think community is sort of like a pillar on which NFTs and companies building NFTs have to have essentially a leg to stand on from that perspective. And if we don't, we're not going to go far because it is a human-driven movement. It's a bottom-up driven movement. And as a matter of fact, when we started pitching our product to venture capitalists and everybody else, and we said, hey, we're going after the billion-dollar brands, they're like, that's great, but if you're not going to get the average creator, like the billion-dollar brands aren't going to come to you. And like 3 days after they said that, you know, Visa bought the CryptoPunk. I was like, I get it, like say no more, you know. But we kind of see that. So we have a couple of interesting things. So my two co-founders are female, and so it helps us bring in a lot of interesting and new dynamic into the crypto space. Our first big project is called Satoshi, SHE. And so what we're seeing is an amazing group, amazing talent pool of even existing artists who have done really well on OpenSea coming to us. And what we're doing is essentially putting together 20 hand-drawn pieces, and that will be how we launch December 10th. And again, all NFTs are powered or enabled by Stacks on Bitcoin.
That's great. Well, let's talk a bit about the technology, right? The platform, the product, what you're actually building today. Give us a little insight. I know you have a Discord community. I've seen your little demo video, and certainly a big ambition, which really resonates with me. But let's talk a bit about the tech. You are the CTO, so you're the right guy to talk about it.
Thank you. I mean, realistically, and I like to be upfront as always, I am a tech guy, but I learned Ruby on Rails in 2011, and a lot has changed. So I'm more of a product guy, if anything, and I kind of just love when I touch a good product, I feel it, and I think that's kind of what we want to bring to the system. So yeah, what we've done is we're looking at all the pain points on OpenSea, and we're validating. I mean, we're talking to people, and they're saying we want to NFT, we love NFTs, but what do we do next? Like it's kind of like that weird like. And what we're finding is it's still a bit technical, right? So how do you sort of no code this smart contract development, which OpenSea did and is doing very well. We want to do it different. We want to do it our way. So a couple of key points. So one is we have a right click to mint functionality. So essentially you can imagine uploading a bunch of files, creating a folder, and then just right clicking that folder and boom, that's your collection, right? So it's a lot easier from a management and a workflow standpoint for a business or a company that wants to launch these NFT campaigns to sort of manage them at scale and then send them out. So that's one. Our minting platform, when we mint, it's free because we're on Stacks and the gas fees are basically non-existent, which will change over time, but we'll fix that. But what's cool is we have a super easy royalty wizard. You get to spit out the percentages any way you want. We don't charge for minting. And so the only transaction fees are 8% on the back end. And this is kind of the vision, because of the magic of Stacks where it rewards Bitcoin. We are having conversations about what does it look like to create an NFT that can spit out or yield Bitcoin rewards. And that's really what's kind of driving us forward.
I think it'd be great to have you there as one of our sponsors and to foster this conversation, because this is not a common conversation in the NFT space. Most of the conversation is around ETH or an alternative chain like Polygon or something of that nature. Let's talk about the future for a second. So if I say to you NFT 2024, a couple years out, what positive things are you projecting and hoping for what you're working on in your company, and how about just the industry in general?
Yeah, I mean, so like what I'm seeing really easy is supply side transparency. When we entered Stacks, they told us, listen, pick an idea, because we kind of built a couple of things at once that we thought could work, right? And one of them was we store data from public companies on a decentralized storage, whether it's IPFS, Gaia has their, Stacks has their own mechanism like Gaia for decentralized storage. But basically, we start to put public data. So like, for example, if you're buying shampoo, the ingredients of that shampoo, if you're buying it for your kids, you may want to know what's in that shampoo, right? The chemicals. And we started, a year ago asking companies like, hey, we built this storage, let us upload your ingredient list. And then there's a Chrome extension. So when people are browsing your website, the things will actually pop up as they're looking at the product. So a much granular view of how products are made and distributed. And although that's not our current business, I just see it happening. I mean, I think I saw something today. So really just like transformation of the supply chain, I think, is coming first. And then real estate probably following that, if I was to kind of think about what's happening, beyond the JPEGs and stuff like that. That's and right. Then also, let's not forget the generative stuff, the NFTs, the utility stuff. I mean, that's kind of what people probably are mostly talking about now with JPEGs. Yeah. And I'll just add one thing, we have this idea of sort of doing these good morning NFTs, which are really, I think liked by the crypto and everybody sort of, it's a crypto thing, right? But right. We are now talking potentially, it's not like we've had these discussions, but just the ideas of what if these good morning NFTs get you a free cup of coffee, at a local store, a coffee shop. So now we're, I'm sending out some cold emails to like coffee shops local in New York and Miami and saying, hey, like, let's see what we can do, So this is kind of where things might go.
That might be a fun thing for you to try pull off November 1st through the 4th with coffee shops that are in Times Square. So there's maybe a consideration, right? It's a 4-day period and they have a huge audience that might engage with that and give them a lot of acknowledgement. So I like that idea. That's very cool.
I'm going to take your advice on that. I'm going to pull like a blitz on the trying to get it out, see if anybody comes back.
Yeah, I would encourage you to do so. Well, we want to thank you publicly for being one of our sponsors. We're happy to have Layer be a part of what we're doing this year at NFT NYC. Gary, any final words from you before I wrap up our short, shareable interview?
No, I'm just happy that there is a big event in New York. I want this to be, it doesn't have to be the only piece because we see things happening all over the country and the world, but let's make it a staple early on so that we can drive a lot of the innovation. And I know there's amazing people here. All you got to do is like unshackle them, as they say, and like they'll do some amazing things with, and Manhattan being really sort of a big hub for advertising, right, and creativity and art. I can't wait to be there. So excited for what you guys are doing. Thank you.
We are as well. For those that are watching us live or that see the archive of this, thanks for your attention.